I can totally see how you spoke to this man and there was no question you were going to write this book. The way you articulated it is beautiful, but what you've written, Niamh, is a little triumph. I have no doubt that people are going to snap it up and it's going to be a huge seller this year and this Christmas. But I feel like one person captured what you did so beautifully, and it's the person who wrote the foreword for this book. He's standing at the back right now. Would you welcome to the stage Jeremy IRONS, everybody?
I'm going.
I'll be back.
Catch up later. I haven't seen this girl. Good evening. I haven't seen this girl since she was 16?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. In South America when her father Ray McAnally and I were making the mission, and she came out with Dad, and extraordinary girl. Even then, I remember she went off and worked with the special effects people and with the mountaineers doing all the climbing, and she feared nothing. And then, as happens, the film finished and we went our separate ways. Her dad, Ray, sadly died. And speaking of which, I'd just like to, for those of you who don't know, but we should mark it, that our Queen has died. Oh. So just a moment for that wonderful woman. And then, as life must do, we go on. So, I then heard from Niamh that she was off and sailing and exploring the world, and I thought, well, yes, of course, I suppose that's what she'd do. And my admiration grew when I read your first book, yes, which I hope because of this will be immediately published.
Everybody listen to Jeremy IRONS, please.
Because it was a great read, but of course nobody knew who she was. Now they begin to know who she is, and so I think there's a reason for a publisher to publish it, and I look forward to seeing it in a bound form. But even though I haven't seen you for how long is it? 30-something years?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, and she's a little older now, but still just as strangely beautiful.
And you look so handsome.
Thank you.
Gary's over there, by the way.
I know. I met him. He said I could say that. I followed through your book, I followed the story of your life, and I admired it so much and could understand why, when you met this pair, after their extraordinary crossing, you felt drawn to them, because what they'd done is to do what most of us don't dare to do, which is go out on a limb and do something crazy and just live life, do something wild, test yourself. And hearing those two stories about the waves and everything breaking down as you were still in sight of the land, I think we could all take such a lesson from your attitude to life, your struggle with getting something done, succeeding in something, as you've done in your memoir. I mean, you've lived an extraordinary life. And I read the book in before it was in this beautiful cover. I just took my hat off to you. I thought, we need more of that. We need more of that. We don't need these huge backing boats that are all safe and that buy something secondhand, go out and do it, test yourself. And I think it's a wonderful moral for all of us. And I lived through that journey. I didn't have the blisters and I didn't have the absolute terror which you must have had. But I admired it. I thought, that's the best of us, those two. And to some regard, the best of us in you, for writing it and for living the life you live. So when Niamh said, would I come and be here at the opening, I thought, well, it'd be great to see her. And great also just to say, this is a fantastic story, beautifully told. And as I say, a real life lesson for all of us. And now I look forward to you all going and buying the book first. Right? And then we're going out to dinner, and I'm going to catch up 30 years with this girl and her new husband. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy Irons, everybody.